you want to talk about today?
I got a good one that I was thinking of that relates to everything we do on the cast. and actually almost kind of makes what we do and a lot of people do pointless, but we do as if anyone watches this. um, but no, so it's how do I put this? Reality doesn't really matter anymore. It doesn't matter how logical, sound, provable, verifiable, or factual of a side of a discussion you give. People are, no matter what, going to just get with how they feel and what they believe, and it's almost pointless to try to like get people to open their minds anymore because reality is no longer objective. Reality is subjective. The difference between objective and subjective is objective is something that's verifiable and is factual, but whereas subjective is things that are based on feelings, emotions, and temperament things. So like everyone's so dedicated and stuck on their side and or being right is like a big one, or not admitting when they're wrong, or just completely emotionally based on thinking that like the truth doesn't matter. Facts don't matter. Reality doesn't matter. People will just, nope, this is what I think, and that's it. I don't care what you say. You just prove it to a million ways, but I don't care. I'm not going to change my opinion. I'm 100% guilty. Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that. You are guilty. That's it. Absolutely. You think so? Yes. Give me some example. Because I've seen you change. We've changed each other's minds. That's kind of like what we want people to see from our discussions is we've changed each other's minds on topics after discussing, and that's the whole point of talking about things. And we're like, nowadays everyone just wants to win an argument and be right, when in reality you're supposed to just have open discussions. And no air quotes. You're supposed to just have open discussions and talk to people. And if someone presents like a really, really sound opinion that's different than yours, or like a very, very, very logically fact-based viewpoint of reality that makes you go, oh shit, and then you look it up, read about it, you go, oh, but I guess I was wrong. Okay, yeah, I'll change my opinion. Yeah, that just isn't fucking happening. Everyone's just so planted in their worldview, their mindsets, their opinions, and their emotional states. It's like it doesn't even matter how true what you say it. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. So you said you're guilty of it. So you said you're guilty of it. I know some examples.
I'm 100% guilty of it. I don't know. I mean, you think it'll take a second for me to come up with an example, but I can absolutely tell you I'm guilty of it. But yeah, I don't know. Let's just start talking about something, I guess. And you've been pointing out, but no, I'm yeah. I'll tell you, I don't want to be.
Yeah. But you can't help it.
I definitely have caught myself, maybe even conversations that we've had, I've caught myself like digging my heels in.
Yeah.
Not want to hear what you say. And oftentimes I'm thinking of things to counteract.
Yeah.
That may or may not even be true sometimes.
You don't want to change
because I don't want to change my perception or opinion. Yeah, something because I'm seated in it. I mean, like we know that, but we know that about most people. Some people, whatever.
Yeah,
and I don't know where the number really is, but there is certainly a number of people that can have a good communication, and when you tell them something, they go, "Oh, really?" But rather than wait.
It's like, it's so bad. Like, and most of it, let's be honest, most of it really has to do with like all the most like contentious modern topics, you know what I mean? A lot of that is obviously political based. No one's going to switch their side. Even seeing how bad things have gotten under the people we have now, people just refuse to see the other side and think like, maybe, shit, man, if this keeps going the way it's going, it's going to be bad. Maybe I should like reassess my viewpoints.
Well,
I shouldn't be open to other people.
Well, so here, I think you just brought up a big one. So here's the thing. People will get stuck on those, or whatever, stuck on their opinions.
Yeah.
And be way stronger in, let's say, religion, politics, funding.
Yeah.
Like those are, and I don't know.
All these other ideologies too, like trans ideology, feminism, like most of the most contentious modern topics. That's what I think, and I think that's what's created this problem of people being so stuck in their ideology and their viewpoint. This man is because everyone's so fucking divided, and
that's because they're linking it to political.
not just political,
So
but
they stay with the political.
they're internalizing the ideology. Like they're like it's a part of them. It's a part of their identity. That's what they call it, identity politics.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, I think what I'm getting at is that like what you're referencing or what it seems like you're talking about is just it's stuff that's tied to politics, and therefore, yes, people are digging their heels in because they know that the other view is the other side.
Yeah.
And so they don't want any piece of that.
I never concede anything to the side. When, like, if you look at the way things used to work, not just in politics, but in general, back in the day, it's you just had open discussions about things, and whichever viewpoint had more merit and made more sense and was more factual and logical and would improve the lives of people and would make things better. That was the thing, people kind of were centered, and then they'd be like, oh, I think this way on this, and then I'd lean this way on that. And now everyone's just like, I'm on this side, and that's it. There's nothing you can do to change their mind. And I'm gonna agree with them, even if I don't really agree with them internally, because I'm supposed to agree with them.
Tribalism.
And it's fun, and it's just gotten so out of hand because they've done such a good job of hiding us. But it's like, so how do we get rid of it? Like it's like facts and reality don't matter anymore. Everything is now subjective, not objective. It's like we talked about crime the other day, and I could spout off crime statistics a million times over that are 100% verifiable and real, and people will be like, nope, that's racist, or nope, that's not true. Nope, it doesn't work like that. Nope. And they don't want to hear it. And that's just one example across a broad spectrum of topics that people just refuse to have any sort of openness to anything other than how they perceive, feel, or see these sensitive subjects.
Yeah, but I think there is a sliding scale to it though. Like, so people are gonna dig their heels in hard when it is, let's just use political as a political or like religious. If you go try and tell someone decently Christian, whatever, this and this is what happened, this is how it is, this is what religion is really about. Bro, you're talking to a wall. You're not gonna get it. It's not gonna happen. Yeah. Now, like, let's go to the opposite side of the spectrum. Something that's just like a little bit
the opposite of religion, science,
right? No, I was just gonna say something. I was going to try and bring up something that like just kind of just doesn't really matter. Like, the way the chair is made and produced. Someone's like, I don't know. Then you go, oh, it's in a factory. Oh, a factory in where? What country? Whatever. You just have a story that they just go, okay, well, yeah, whatever. I believe you, or I'm okay with that. You can change their mind on something very simple that they don't know, they don't care about. But, and my dad used to tell me this. Things you just don't bring up with people. Like we're talking to my dad talking this, 30 years ago, before we got real dividing. 30 years ago, yeah, my father said, don't talk about politics, money, or religion with people.
See, I've heard that so many times.
Just don't think
it's a bad thing. Don't you think we need to talk about this stuff?
So me and mine.
I was told the same thing too, especially working at the bar. No politics, no religion. And now everyone's like so scared and so divided because of these things, because nobody talks about it. Everyone just freaks out on each other. Nobody can just stay calm and have conversation.
Yeah, well, but because it's those big things. But so I guess what I'm saying is that's been around for, like, my dad was telling me that 30 years ago. And what's really funny is, like, I agree with you because I said to him, I go, no, Dad, that's long ago. Like, how I don't know, I was like mid-teens, I would say 16 or 17, 18, when I was starting to say, well, no, Dad, like, we should talk about this stuff. This stuff's important, and it's this, and it's that. And there's my dad, he's just shaking his head. You're like, oh, yeah. Like, good. Fine. Go right ahead, kid. Talk about your politics when people see how that goes for you.
Yeah.
And it just, that now I'm older, and I do now I sit here and I find myself just going, yeah, well, some of the things that Trump's done that are really, I don't know. How about them charters?
Yeah.
Whatever. So yeah, I think the idea of getting just so tribal, so just on your side, just not wanting to hear anything else is because it's the opinions that people carry most near and dear to them.
Why those? Why have they internalized these things so heavily? Why are you so subscribed to your stupid political party or your belief on this issue so strongly? Or you like all
political? I don't know. Let's break this down into the big three that you're not supposed to talk about, and then dissect each one of them.
Well, there's like a big 6 or 7. politics.
Well, let's start.
Religion, race, feminism. What would be 5? Politics, religion, race, feminism. I don't know. I guess that's, or what's more?
I don't know. Well, let's start. Let's just start.
named off a lot of these before on a lot of different
Yeah, and I think at some point they're all just gonna slide down further away from
the trans ideology.
See, I'll be honest with you. I don't think they really give a shit about that.
Bro, what do you mean? That's like one of the most divisive, contentious topics in our society.
No, it's the most divisive
That
topics
being pushed on
amongst the weakest individuals that like just need something to argue about and fight about and care about. And it's just their next new. Yeah, in 10 years it might be really right up there with race, but I mean, racism is a way people care more about that than both trans.
So yeah, around a lot longer than trans.
Well, that's my point. That's exactly my point. It's just that like people haven't sent out their heels for that. Now it's probably coming. You're probably right about that. It's probably coming.
That's a big one. I don't know if it's just because the media is just cramming it down our throats so constantly every day.
Yes.
In every movie, in every show, in every news station, that it's just being just shut.
Oh, they're making in some.
Well, they're making racism. They've made racism worse since the 90s. Like, they've used it as bad as it is now. They divided people more. They made political ideology worse. They made the trans thing worse. Like, all this stuff they purposely made worse to do. And that's another topic.
Separate topic. I will just say, I'm not going to sit here and conspiracy theory that they're doing that. Oh, they.
That's not a conspiracy theory.
Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. They. Who's they? Who's they? And then number 2, I'll say, dude, it's like, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm also going to say half of it is also money. Do you know how much more money they make when they have us divided?
But they and media are the same thing.
People pay attention to. They've already done these studies. People want to pay attention to anything negative. Human brain desires it, and it's proven.
Yeah,
because that's where they would be making more money. Everybody wanted puppy dogs and rainbows,
which used to be on the news.
Puppy dogs and rainbows would be on the fucking news. I mean,
that used to be back in the day, though. They literally used to have like cute animal segment of the week.
So they figured out where makes the most
fear porn,
whatever. They figured out this makes the most amount of money.
Yeah,
they keep feeding us because we because we desire him.
Do you? I don't.
No, I don't.
I haven't watched cable news television for like 15 years.
Yeah, I don't even own.
So here's one of the things people like to call conspiracy. You say, who are they when you are part of the media? Almost every single mainstream media source that people get a bring, they're all owned by a very, very small conglomerate. And like you've seen on Rogan, and you've seen on some of these things where they literally will show like 500 screens at one, and all the major news broadcasting channels are all giving the exact same verbatim word for word speech to you. No. So when I say they and I'm referring to the media, I'm talking about the fact the majority of mainstream media all follows a set protocol. They all push one ideology. They're all controlled by this a very, very small conglomerate of people.
There are only 2 or 3 companies that own everything.
You know, Turner might be Clear Channel,
Turner Broadcaster, at least do one of the big stuff. Taylor, death.
So when I say they with the media, that's what I mean. There is a they.
But here's what I'm talking about. When you say they, what do you call the guys? Then they're literally, one guy's Fox News, the other guy's CNN, and I'm literally looking at you going, how was your month? You did good? He's like, fuck yeah, we did good. How'd you do?
Yeah, I did.
Did you keep talking about Trump? Yeah. Did you keep talking about Kamala? Yeah, I did, bro.
And that's the division.
And they're laughing all the way to the bank.
Of course they are, but that's the division.
I wouldn't even call it them dividing us. They're both just realized that if I rah Kamala, rah Trump, I'll make way more, you'll make way more. We're high-fiving to the bank.
It is literally that is division. That's exactly what.
But I think what I'm trying to say, the difference in between like saying it's a divide and conquer type of thing versus just, no, it's just greed and provide and greed. It's just greed. It's just greed. It's just money. That's it. There's no, they're sitting up there laughing, just going, we are making so much money. These idiots think we need to conquer them. Why? We have it all.
They already did.
We've already done that. We're already past that. We did that back in the 50s.
Well, everybody knows that the Jews control the media.
Dude, we know everybody. but whole other conversation. Oh my God. But yeah, I don't know, back to what you were really saying, just like people, I think people just get it, if it's closer to politics, religion and money, if it's tied to those, and this is what I'm saying, race and race and whichever one of it, those are all getting tied to politics right now, which is that's what the easy thing is to do. Yeah. And it's so, I don't know if you watched that new one by Matt Walsh, the Am I Racist? I haven't watched the movie yet. Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it. That's funny, but he was on Rogan 2 nights ago, and they were talking about it, and just briefly to bring you up to speed on this, they were basically talking about how, like, the 90s were quite good. Yeah. Like, racism was almost non-existent. You didn't even really hear about it. Yeah. He goes, somewhere in the early 2000s, they needed something to stoke the fire out, and they started pushing their agenda. They started let us know. But they are pushing it, and it is the vision, and it is an agenda. Because, like, the 90s is a perfect example. I was talking to somebody, because we're old, we're all old as fuck. Not for that. I was talking to somebody the other day about, like, a group in the 90s, and I've talked to other people in my age group, and almost everyone had the same experience in the 90s. We all had a pretty diverse group friend set in middle school and high school. Right? We did here, yes. We did here. In other parts of the country, maybe not. But in a lot of other parts of the country, you did. You had people had a free show. You're like white kid, Mexican kid, Asian kid, black kid, and you had like a little bit of everything, and everyone was mixed, and we all ruthlessly fucking made fun of each other. And we all were really racist to each other, bagged on each other like it was going out of style, and everyone fucking thought it was funny, and everyone laughed, and no one was perpetually offended. And there wasn't as much racism. We all fucking got along pretty good. And there were kids out there. There's always going to be real racists. There were kids who were real racists, but nobody really liked them. And that wasn't really like, it wasn't as prevalent. Not everything was racist back then. You could spot a real racist. You were like, that dude's a fucking racist piece of shit. But the rest of us who made racial jokes at each other, it was because we're homies. And we thought it was fucking funny because it was fucking funny. And it still is fucking funny, damn it. Still is funny, dude.
It'll never not be funny. Why don't the greatest comedians set some of their greatest material to the person they get up? Because it's good to make fun of the differences in each other, because we're always going to have differences amongst each other. That's just the way it is, man. It's a good thing. And it's hilarious.
Well, they were literally talking about racism, like, and the actual, the word, how it's kind of got, dude. No, you kind of bringing that up now. And the bottom line is what they were saying is that basically that you feel as though another race is inferior to yours. That's so racist, right? Yeah. Yeah. So the point I guess I'm trying to make is, like, we can all look at unity back into our own. I can look at a bunch of white dudes and go, you are white piece of shit. Yeah. You are white. You're a scumbag white. You are just a horrible. You're just a horrible person. Yeah. And I think that's what unfortunately, like, so many people do, just listen to me. They do this and that, and they don't just sit there and go, wait now. When was the last time I really saw, like, racism? You don't know, because you'd have to see someone doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Yeah, like, yeah. And at that point, you're like, why are you even around this person? Yeah, maybe it's for, I don't know. But, like, those people, yes, they are. Okay, yeah, absolutely, 100%. They're just not out there nearly as much as we are being told they are.
Like, you've seen articles come out like math is racist, 2 + 2 is racist, class. No, but this isn't, you would think like haha satire, Babylon Bee. It's fucking real. You are just anything is racist now. Anything someone doesn't like, that automatically just becomes an issue, right? Yeah, I know. Like, it is, that's why it is like dividing.
There, believe there is some truth to it. There's some truth to it. To what point, to what degree, I don't know.
I would say they have already divided and conquered. Like, we're more divided than we have been in so fucking long, and not just among race anymore. Among, oh God, about so many, we get a myriad of comments all on top of your list.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Let me give you another way to look at that. So I'm not disagreeing with you, but okay, yes. And we're getting a little old. We're trying to pay more attention to these things. We're trying to see it more and more because we're getting older. That's just, so you're going to start to see the things more. So this might have been going on for the last 40 years, but when you're 20, and you're drinking at the bar, and you're waking up and you're playing shoes with the boys, and you're going to work just to earn a couple bucks.
Yeah.
You don't know what the stock market's doing. You don't know what the interest rates are. You're not paying attention to what president said, what you give on.
You're not attention to current events.
Bro, you don't give a rat's ass.
Yeah.
So for us to sit here and say, oh, it's getting worse and fucking blah, blah, blah. Let's hold up a second. Is it? Like, how would we really be able to tell?
But weren't you very idealistic in your 20s? Didn't we talk about this? In your 20s, you were like, down with the man.
Yeah.
Damn corporate America. Down with the capitalists.
Because the cool punk rock band said it.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. Like, come on, like that's like, that's not.
It's funny how how the arc goes though. You know, you're like very anti-established. I'm still super anti-establishment, obviously.
Yeah.
Like death to the government.
And well, yeah, because they took all your land.
They
And then,
fucking, I have never trust them.
I'd be upset with the white man.
Bro, giving away those blankets, shit, all the shit they did, backing out of the tree, man. That's just fucked up. No, but seriously, I'm still very anti-establishment, but you do start to pay attention more to these things as they get older, these more complex topics. But again, I feel like a lot of the youngsters, especially the woke crowd, they feel so righteous in their viewpoint. Like they're like, we're trying to, climate change is bad and everything's racist, and you want to destroy the patriarchy and downward system the capitalists created, and we want socialism, we want equality and rights for everyone, and equality for women, and feminism, and and that's probably one of the biggest chunks of society that will not sway from their perceived emotional base opinion whatsoever. Not 1%.
You probably couldn't get me to go away from my perceived back in the day. I was right there.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of what it was. I'm literally listening to you. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just trying to think of like, where was I at 20 and 21 where I was like,
Those topics weren't pushed when you were a kid, though.
bring back $2 you call it. That's also what was it more.
Make fears, make
Max $2 you call it. So it was my eye.
make six-pack $6 again.
I'm trying to think what was I talking with my dad about? Because I know
they were all the shit on us when we were kids.
I know
We were worried about feminism, rape, and racism.
no, but there was something. I know there was something else. There's always something. They've been playing this game, and we're just getting right now. Different things are going.
What's the old school one that they were even doing when we were kids? When climate change. They used to be global warming, but they changed.
No, they don't know that. It was the ozone layer.
But that's part of climate change.
There was a hole.
There's a hole in the ozone layer. Everyone's going to die in 10 years. Polar ice caps are melting. You're going to die in the next 10 years. There's acid rain in the 90s. All the crops are going to fail. You're going to die every 10 years. There's some catastrophic hits going to happen. We're all going to die. But they've been doing that for since the 30s, bro.
Yeah, because it's the easiest way to sell. Do you want it that?
Yeah, it's the same thing we're talking about with the mirror. Mirror for.
That's wondrous. But it's just some needy guy making money, and he's like, hey, people want this.
It's sad that people love it, and it's so true.
So here's the real question. Whose fault is it? Is it the drug dealer or is it the drug abuser?
Well, now we're getting back in the addiction of weakness.
But I'm going to tell you right now, it's not their fault. They're not dividing and conquering.
It is definitely.
They're just sitting there going, hey, man, you want this? I got you.
You want this?
I know you want this.
You can choose to turn it off.
I turned it off.
I chose to turn it off a long time ago.
You could turn. Exactly.
It's true, but it is their fault. They didn't. So the news. Okay, here. We might have been hostile.
And we're in the middle of Alaska, and I run into his ass. Oh, this shit one there, and he wants ice. I'm selling him ice, bro.
Get the fuck. You know what, bro? I think you just went like Jew power level 700 right there. That was amazing. I can smell a sale. There's a sale here.
Yeah, I smell money.
I smell money. Hey, I got these gold coins. You guys say, give me all your gold coins. I give you this piece of paper. It says, I owe you. I'll watch them for you. Oh my God.
I don't know, man.
So what I was going to say, I think we might have mentioned this another time. The reason that the news propaganda, the modern news propaganda machine works so well on bold people is because back in their day, the news didn't used to do that. The news was the news. We had like Walter Cronkite and Dan Rather and these guys. They're like, here's what happened. Here's current events. Here's the facts. You guys make your decision. That's the news for the night. Thanks. Have a great night. Bye. They have failed to see the arc to when it switched to utter and pure propaganda. So is it the media channel's fault for doing this? Yes. Fuck yes it is. Fuck them up the ass. But is it also stupid, weak-minded people's fault for just being zombie, brainless robots who stare at the boob tube and just go, Fox News tell me Trump good. Oh, CNN tell me Biden is not completely fucking mentally unfit. Yes, I believe whatever my side tells me.
I'll agree with you. Yeah, and you're right. They did it all for money. They have to take some blame for this, and then we have to take the other part of the blame for it because we can just turn it off at any time. You and I have both done it. Yeah, everyone else can do it too. People just, I don't know. I don't want to say like people aren't smart enough to do it, but it's like you want to blame something else. You just oh damn, they did it to me. It's like, well, yeah, but you're addicted to now to turn it on.
So much of our shit always circles back to like core central themes. You know what I mean? Yeah, self-accountability. Comes down to it, yeah, man, turn the fucking TV off. Stop watching the brain-rotting garbage. Oh, I got a great one. If I told you my tap water one, my tap water analogy, the personal one that I
you want to sell tap water? I'm in.
Bro, you're on fire today, huh? He's like, yeah, smell. Yeah, I still an Eskimo, motherfucker. Yeah, I still ketchup popsicle to a lady in white gloves. That's from Tommy Boy, right?
Oh yeah,
So, we grew up here in San Diego, and our tap water's notoriously full, fucking atrocious, poisons. Yeah, I think it's horrible. And when I was younger, I used to, I would chug tap water, and people would be like, "Don't drink that; it's bad for you." And me and my, oh yeah, don't tell me. I'd be like, "Oh,
wait, you were second with
yeah, sorry
about tap water."
Exactly, it's a perfect example. Something. It doesn't matter that I was for some reason so stuck in my belief system, and I would tell people,
"So you were so stuck in your belief system."
No, but wait, let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish.
All right.
And I'll tell people, whatever, bro. You're lucky to even have access to fresh water. There's people around the world that don't have that. You should be happy. And I drink the tap water. Idiot. And then I moved to NorCal for a few years. And I lived off of mountains in the mountains. And I drank mountain free water fucking coming out of the side of the mountain every day that was capped and piped to the tank, to the house. And I tasted real water, tasted like. And when I moved back here, the first time tap water touched my lips, I knew it was absolute poison. You could taste the fact that it was pure garbage and chemicals, and it was awful for you. And what I compared this to, the moment I had was, I used to also watch cable television or watch the news. I stopped watching that many years, and when I go to people's houses and they have this shit on and it's going on in the background and I see it, it is the exact same poison, only for your mind instead of your body. And I see it and I go, you guys can't see that this shit is absolute propaganda trash? You don't realize this is poison? And they go, no, they haven't left the city and tasted their mountain spring water. That was a good one. So that on good analogy.
Normally they say, preach, brother, preach. I don't know what you Indians do. What do you say to the chief?
I can give the knowledge of creator, young white man.
Oh my God.
Hey, so do you want to buy some mountain cream water from me? But I mean, I always thought that was such a good analogy because it's no fucking true, bro.
Yep.
One fine poison, one's body poison, but once you detach yourself from it, it's so easy to see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing. Very good one, right?
Yeah, 100% agree with you. And you're right. And it is. And I think what's funny though is like a great question for you I have now is, okay, what made you change from, you were so set in your ways about tap water, and you made a great point, right? I would have made the same point. Clearly you haven't traveled around the world. You haven't been to Mexico, where in some places they got to go 100 or 200 miles in their truck, bring back tanks of water because blah, blah, blah. We're lucky with running fucking water,
Which is true.
right? So I would have been, So what? Maybe you were sent your ways.
Yeah,
And this is our conversation about being sent our ways.
I was. I'll
Now,
admit it.
how? So the only way was just it was like stumble and fall. It was sort of a bam. You taste the mountain spring water, and then you realize
To remove myself.
and then you realize what the guy was telling you.
Yes, I had to remove myself from that situation. I had to live an experience that allowed me to expand my way of thinking. I had to firsthand experience what reality was. So what objective reality was. Real, true, from the earth, God's piss. I don't know why I made that reference. It just popped into my head. I have no filter, bro. It just pops into my head and I just fucking blurt it out. By God's gut tears. Let's make it worse and more creepy. Oh man, we're on a good one today.
Damn, edit that out.
But
That's a good. I actually like the idea of you have to remove yourself from the situation completely.
yeah,
I think it's very hard to see something when you're in it.
yeah.
Like I said, you
Can't see the forest and the trees.
I am 100% guilty of being stuck in my ways. I'm a stubborn person. And I will absolutely tell you, yeah, I'm so guilty. I'm still to this day guilty of it.
Yeah.
You'll bring something up to me. I'm like, nah. Then you'll show me a fact, and I'll be like, damn it. No.
Well, I'll show you facts, and you're like, well, I can hear your fucking wheels turning. You're like, let me form a counter argument here, as opposed to trying to absorb the information. Is just presented this to me. Fuck you, you're wrong.
Oh my God, that's pretty true. 100%.
But we are all guilty of it, and like even me giving an example of them, a personal experience of mine where I was sad, and I was like, wow, how wrong was I? So very dearly wrong. So, okay, so let's go back to full circle. So, how do we? I like that we actually come up with like relatively good solutions sometimes. How do we detach people from these self-prescribed addictions to these strange emotional based beliefs that are just instilled upon them by having it beaten into them by media, essentially, and being having the same thing repeated to you over and over again so many times until you believe it. Like, oh. Like, so like, how do we do some? Half the reason we're doing the podcast, but like, how do you really address shit? Like,
I don't know. I think the first thing you acknowledge that like most people don't aren't even aware that they're doing it, right? And so
yeah.
So whether they're aware they're doing it or not, or like a drug addict was even aware that they have a problem, right? Let's start with that.
Most drug addicts know they have a problem, and they will admit it to you. I've talked to a lot about drug addicts, just having conversations with people who are like, maybe aren't like what you would see a traditional drug addict on the street, but like even friends with the drugs, and be like, you realize you're a drug addict, right? They're like, yeah.
You would think, well, yeah, but let's assume. All right, I'm not looking at bad analogy, but let's just assume people don't know what they're doing. How does this change? Unfortunately, you can't change anybody that doesn't think they're doing anything wrong. And I don't want to say any
worse. Not only they're doing is right and righteous.
Anything worse, right? At that point, I would look at it maybe like it's a lot like arguing with a child. So, God, if you're
like arguing with girlfriend. Hey, we've already been going hard this episode. I'm fucking keep going.
Oh my God, you aren't getting leave for a bump.
Oh my God. All right. Sorry, I had to make the joke. Keep going.
I would just have to say, like, okay, a good example of the only way to really do it is to sort of just like lead people, and you're not really telling them what you're doing. You're leading, and it's a lot like arguing with a child, I guess. It'd be like if you're arguing with a 5-year-old and the child starts screaming at you, are you going to scream back at the child? No, that's not going to do it.
I see a lot of parents do it, though.
Oh, lick the fucker in the fork. That's a good move. But I'm not going to like scream at the child because like, what are you going to get with that? That's not going to work, right? But what you do, you talk, you you lead the child. You have to lead the child in how to grow on.
Yeah.
So if you're talking with another adult and they're just sort of, you're in a bar, you're having a beer, you guys are both talking about something, whatever, you guys both disagree. You bring up a couple things, and if he or she's not hearing it, you kind of just try another angle.
Yeah.
If they're just not here, you just stop. You just stop. And that is exactly where our moms were just basically like,
There you go. That's a good line.
you just get like,
Oh, you don't want to listen? All right, fine, whatever.
you don't, yeah, hey, well, you don't want to listen. Now,
You'll learn again.
if it's a good friend and a homie, and you can sit them down and go, hey, look, I love you, Dad, but dude, you are so narrow-minded on some things, and it's like, you just have to get yourself out of this or that. Now, it could possibly end up getting a huge argument about it. Fucking, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You start to just go, man,
And that's happened to me. You've seen that happen.
yeah.
And then
You just go, man, this is worth it.
no, it's not. So what can I put it? But it's not worth it. It's not. And like, even like on the internet and like social media has just become just arguing with idiots. But I used to like go on this post and be like, well, here's what I think, and let me give you some factual-based evidence, and here's the reality of that. And like finally, it was like this wasn't even that long ago. This like recently, like maybe 6 months ago, I was like, dude, just literally wasting their time arguing with morons, and half of them are probably bots. Like the dead internet theory I told you about. Like these are either just morons or bots, and I'm just wasting my life force letting trolls just draw me in arguments. I'm like, oh, this is dumb, and I just kind of like I'll still respond to some stuff. For the most part, I'm just like, yeah, it's just that one.
Well, what I find really cool, like every once in a while, refreshing, is that you see somebody post something, you watch it, like, discussion, watch really well, tell you can read it, link, cheating, maybe Peters, the other guy should, and you watch him do it again, and look what you got is here, just look, easy, and you sit there and you just go,
Peterson is the master.
yeah, I mean, there's some automatic. There's tons of guys out there that are doing this stuff that are great at
Yeah.
keeping calm, talking, and that's where I say, like, you just gotta leave out of there what they don't even realize their issues. It's hard. Don't
You can lead a horse to the beautiful mountain spring water, but you can't make him drink it. It's true though. That's one of those old cliche sayings. Lead a horse water, you can't make him drink.
Nope. Yeah, but you try. I think that's the only way it gets done. It really is. It's the only way it gets done.
Yeah.
And you hope that the elderly people in and around kind of help to show the youngsters we were all knuckleheads. We were all stuck in our ways, stuck in this, stuck in that. And then eventually, whether you watch two elders talking or someone was talking to you and they did it calmly and made sense, and you went, oh, yeah.
Come on, do some Jewish shit.
Well,
Caleb.
What do you want to know how to do? What?
So the teaching about annuity.
Not dick.
No, but yeah, it's true. It is the elder thing. It is, man. That's that other one we've talked about. Why podcast resonates so. I can't wait. Says this is the way people used to disseminate information, sitting around in a circle with the elders and listening to them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big one. That's like it's almost appeals to you on the same primal level as fired.
Yeah.
Modern media's the bullshit media propaganda that we're talking about. It's only like what 150 years old at the most. Television, radio first, and then television.
Yeah.
Super new. Before that, it was assholes like us. Well, much smarter than us. So it was assholes like us sitting around in a circle around with the youngsters, with the tribe, with everyone else, spreading knowledge, passing information, and that. You know what? Maybe we should do that.
Yeah. That's a great. It's a shame. And, I mean, you could sit here and you could get pessimistic about all this and all that. And
Yeah.
it's just the ebb and flow of life. It's nature. Nature ebbs and flows like this, heights or something. And what's really cool where I climate change landing, where I've really like found some solace and got to depressed over all this, and is just knowing that what's really cool is the next, like, usually it's the next, like, I'm not going to say the next generation, but just, 10 years down, 10, 20 years down, is just watching. And they're sitting there looking at the news right now, and they're watching going, look at these.
You think a lot of them have realized that's right?
They are. Yeah.
I think the younger ones are finally going like, what the?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
It's crap.
They're watching us do these horrible treat each other horribly. And they're when they come on, they're not going to watch news anymore. News is going to go away. Going to morph into maybe more podcasting, better things. And it's a pendulum, man. That pendulum is always going to swing. We just happen to be, our 40 years of life on this planet have just happened to be, I got to tell everybody all over there, though. Bro, you don't say it. Older than you are. Say it. I just tell them your age. I'm shit, am I closer to 50? Oh, Lord. Oh, you're old, bro. Yeah. But yeah, so that's what gives me a little bit of like, peace. That heart is just going, you know what, it's usually the kids that are 20 and 30 right now that are looking, just going, this ain't the way. Look at all this chaos and look at what's going on. This ain't the way. And they are going to be the path changers. And it will. And it's already going there. And they're seeing it. And it'll grow. And I'm confident that's the way it'll work. And it's cool. I'm good with it,
Podcasts like Rogan's a bigger source of, Rogan's more watched than CNN is now. But podcasts have already kind of proven that.
No, yeah. No, they're terrible. Well, yeah. And they're going to try. I mean, look at what CNN's done in the last, I don't know how long, 6 months or a year. They've like completely, not completely flipped. No, they're not. I shouldn't say. Some of them have like Chris Cuomo did. He finally gave on. Like, he got fired. Yeah. He got fired and then he started saying it. But no, I'm just talking about CNN just being a little more, they do a little bit more. I don't watch them. I don't know. I've only seen clips of this stuff that you would have never seen. They'll bag on them. They're left leaning. Yeah, they'll bag on Biden. Yeah, they'll bag on Biden.
That was only after they had
no, they're bagging on Kamala. Everyone.
No, they do not. They're the whole now Kamala is the savior and the whole greatest. The grand
thing, they're doing it a lot. They're just doing it a lot.
Once Biden ran out of usefulness, they started backing up. Before that, we all knew the guy was fucking senile, and that's the crazy part is, to any sane human, like this ties into exactly what we're talking about. To any sane human who can see the mind poison, you would take a look at this guy cruising around, and if you were at like a barbecue, and you saw the same guy, it was like the homie's grandpa, you'd be like, damn, bro, it's your grandpa, okay? Like, I'm sorry, dude, like. And your family would be like, nah, dude, he's losing it. Like, he's, getting old, just kind of senile. And you'd be like, I'm sorry to hear that, man. But instead, you had the same scenario. It was the president, and the news is telling you, his mental acuity is so incredibly sharp. Well put. He's so, what a great speech. What a great speech.
It's not even, I don't even, it's no, I'm not even, that would be number one. I'm not even,
no. Propaganda. That's literally, that would be the term, propaganda. Oh, that's the next great one. It's Edward Bernays and some other modern propaganda. That's a wild rap. Not even a rap, at least that's all real factual based shit. If I don't know, it's conspiracy. Right.
Oh, yeah, well, let's do it.